Hello! In this video, we will illustrate how locally designed and owned governance indicators can complement and improve the growing number of global indicators of safety and justice. We will compare one popular global measure of pretrial detention with a local governance indicator designed in Nigeria during our project. As an example of a globally defined issue and measure, let's look into Sustainable Development Goals of the United Nations and 2030 Agenda, and specifically the new Justice and Safety-related Goal 16 and its Global Indicator Framework. Target 16.3 of the UN SDGs is to promote the rule of law and ensure access to justice for all. One of the two proposed indicators for Target 16.3 is a widely used global indicator of the extent of pretrial detention. Unsentenced detainees as proportion of overall prison population on any given day. This global measure is appealing because it is easy to calculate. Virtually every prison system in the world can quickly and reliably generate this indicator. It also enables cross-country comparisons along some scale and has the potential to create competition between national governments in making progress toward Goal 16. There are at least two issues with this global indicator, though. First, there is no agreement on whether this indicator of pretrial detention can be an adequate proxy of the globally defined ambition of rule of law. That debate aside, one might question whether this global indicator can even capture actual scale of pretrial detention or progress toward a desired level in different local contexts. For instance, measuring pretrial detention as a percentage of all inmates makes countries with few arrests or a small sentenced inmate population look deviant, distracting officials from important signs of progress. At the same time, it may hide the actual extent of pretrial detention in countries with large formal justice systems and increasing sentenced inmate population, and thereby may hamper any needed reform incentives. Our program had the opportunity to test how locally designed and owned governance indicators may complement and improve this global indicator in Nigeria. Nigeria has spent more than a decade trying to decongest its overcrowded prisons, and particularly those that house unsentenced inmates. In the summer of 2009, the then Attorney General of Lagos State summoned experts to an interagency forum seeking fresh ideas and new measures to improve justice. His ambition was to expedite handling of criminal cases while strengthening its fairness. He knew introducing big structural or legislative solutions to delay in criminal procedure would take time. So he asked for help to develop an indicator that could chart incremental progress in short term. A first look into prison statistics showed that in facilities such as Ikoyi prison that house mainly unsentenced male detainees, the proportion of unsentenced inmates had held steady between 2005 and 2010. And yet, the total number of pretrial detainees declined 24% in the same period. This remarkable reduction went largely unnoticed, in part because of attention to the proportion of unsentenced detainees, the same indicator recommended under SDG Global Indicator Framework. Experience in Nigeria showed that the raw number of unsentenced inmates in prison may thus have more promise as an indicator than the percentage of unsentenced inmates. Yet, an indicator of the duration of pretrial detention might even be more useful and practical for reform efforts than these volume indicators. With that in mind, in 2010, our team worked with a team from the Attorney General's office in Lagos to develop an indicator to measure duration of pretrial detention. The team studied the records of inmates that leave prison each month. These prison exit samples revealed that most inmates spent very short periods of time in detention, as opposed to the conventional wisdom that detention is extremely long in Nigeria. During this study period, 1/3 of detainees left in less than 1 week, and another 29% left before the end of 1 month. Charting incremental progress with this local indicator generated a more reliable measure of detention. But more remarkably, it paved the way for development of separate governance indicators that were aligned with the government functions that have authority and power to improve them, thus strengthening existing systems of legal administration. You can find more about our method and such governance indicators on our website.